what are the different sections in the advertisement for this particular talk? It was said that I'll refer to the whys and the what and when and the different sections. So these are the different sections. Now you need not bother about how many sections are there, etc. The only objective of putting this slide before you is to demonstrate how complicated life has become for a tax deductor as well as a tax deductee. Let's take the first one, section 192, which asks an employer to deduct tax from the salary paid to the employees in certain, obviously if the salary income is above taxable limit. When to deduct? The employer has to deduct on a monthly basis. Every month the salary is paid, every month the tax is deducted. Interest on securities, let's for the time being keep it aside, it is hardly relevant now. But 194A, which I am sure most people in this room or at your home would be facing, this is 194A, where tax gets deducted from interest other than interest on security. So you have a bank interest, you have a FD, you have a deposit with a fixed deposit with a company, for example, those kind of interests, or you have given a loan to someone and that person pays you interest. That interest will attract TDS under section 194A, and at the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier, that person who is paying you interest or who is supposed to pay you interest, that person will have to deduct the tax at source. 194B, winning from lotteries and puzzles. Most common people, we are not concerned with it, but just on a lighter vein, when we watch TV shows like Jhalak Dikhla Ja or all that kind of stuff, Kaun Banega Karodpati, Mr. Bachchan, who is right now at the center of a big controversy, he uses a fancy mob-like pen and signs the check for 1 crore rupees and shows it, Axis Bank check, and they display it. That is all crap, because that check will be taken back immediately after the camera is switched off, because they cannot give a 1 crore check because they have to deduct tax at source. So winnings from lotteries, puzzles, game shows, etc. attract a tax which is at the highest rate. So that 1 crore never goes to that, you will get only after the tax is deducted. 194C, another very important area of tax deduction in the country, where the payments to contractors or subcontractors, which would include ad agencies, etc., tax is deducted at source from the payments made to the contractor. So if a company, for example, if Moneylife takes over 1 or 2 more units on this floor and is doing up the place, they engage some carpenter, they engage a mason and all the plumbers and etc., and get the work done. If at the time of recording the bill of that particular contractor, Moneylife, the company, will have to deduct tax at source from the bill raised by the contractor. Similarly, ad agencies. If a company gives an ad to some ad agency, the advertisement revenue paid to that particular agency will attract a TDS under 194C. 194D, insurance commission, not very relevant here. 194H, commission and brokerage, other commission and brokerage, that attracts TDS. Not many people are aware of this, but for example, again, same example of Moneylife taking the next opposite office on rent. It does the deal through a real estate agent and has to pay, say 1 month's rent to that fellow as brokerage. They will have to deduct tax from the commission or the brokerage paid. 194I is in respect of rent paid. So when a rent is paid either for land or building or for plant and machinery, again TDS provisions apply. 194B talks about rent from land and building, and 194A talks of rent from plant and machinery. The classification is there only for the purpose of challan, while entering the figures in the tax payment challan. 194J, which concerns people like me, where we get professional fees or fees for technical services, fees paid to an architect, to a doctor, to an engineer, to a chartered accountant, to a lawyer, etc. All these kind of fees will be covered under 194J and would attract a TDS. 194IA, which came in a few years back, which affects everyone in this room, because when you are buying a house, an immovable property other than an agricultural land, at the time of buying that property, if the value exceeds 50 lakhs, then we as a buyer, we have to deduct tax at source under 194IA from the payment made to the seller. Even if it is a, you're buying from the builder itself directly, it is an under construction property, yet we will have to deduct tax at source under 194IA. And most of the other sections do not apply to a normal individual, meaning a person who is not engaged in business. But 194IA, there is no exception except for the threshold limit of 50 lakhs. As a common man, a salaried person also, if he is out to buy a house which is costing more than 50 lakhs, this section will apply. On the other hand, a salaried person paying fees to me for helping him or her file a return of income, that person will not have to deduct tax at source. Just an example to illustrate the differentiation between these kind of sections.